A bread that is boiled and then baked in the oven. That is the recipe for today. In this recipe, you need 400 ml water, and then you add 10 grams active fresh yeast. Dissolve it in the water, then followed by 1 tablespoon granulated sugar. Dissolve it in the water, and then followed by 30 ml seed or vegetable oil. Mix it with water, and then followed by 600 grams bread flour. Incorporate the bread flour with all the ingredients. And the last to be added is salt. 10 grams fine salt. Mix all the ingredients. Now it's time to work on the working table. So knead a little the dough and then pour it on the working surface. Dust the working surface with a little flour, and then knead the dough for 10 to 15 minutes. If the dough is too sticky, you may sprinkle a little flour, but do not exaggerate the flour. Use a dough scraper if you have difficulty in kneading the dough. The dough scraper is a good helper. Now it's time to give the dough a good rest. Put it in the mixing bowl and then add a little oil. This is to give warmth on the dough and thereby helping the dough to rise. After pampering a little the dough, cover it and then let it rest for 4 hours. After 4 hours, here it is, the dough. It has leavened well the dough. Now it's time to work on the dough again. Dust the working table with a little flour and work on the dough. This time, you don't need kneading. You just make folds on the dough. This is to give force and strength on the dough. And also to give a smooth texture on the dough. Form the dough into a ball. Now it's time to take another rest. 1 hour rest for the dough. Grease again the mixing bowl and return the dough. Now it's time to cut the dough into pieces. Dust the working table and make some folds on the dough. No kneading needed. And then form it into a ball. With the help of your fingers, create a hole at the middle of the dough and pull both ends of it. Then form a log. After that, cut the dough into pieces. It depends on you how many pieces you like to create. It may be 6, it may be 8, or it may be 10 pieces of bread. After that, you have to enlarge or make it wide, each piece, with the help of the rolling pin. Widen each dough. Form each piece into a log by making a movement of forward and backward movement. Place it directly on the baking tray. Cover the baking tray with plastic wrap and let the pieces of dough double their size. After the waiting, get a pan and fill it with water. Add a teaspoon of salt. Turn on the heat and wait for the water to boil. When the water starts to boil, start cooking the breads. You may place 3 or 2 breads depending on the size of your pan. You may cover the pan to cook the breads well. When they are already cooked, use 2 ladles to help you remove the breads from the pan. Place the cooked breads directly in the baking tray. Repeat the same process on the other breads. Now it's time to cook the bread in the oven. In the preheated oven at 200 to 210 degrees Celsius, depending on your oven, for 30 minutes or until they reach that brown color.